The Transcend Micro is the smallest CPAP on the market, but that's not going to help you if you don't know how to set it up. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the setup basics to have you plugged in and ready to go on that trip, whether that's to Hawaii or just to the land of dreams. Inside your box, you'll find the following: the CPAP unit, specialized tubing, a muffler, a travel case, a power converter, and a power cord. Start by connecting the power cord to the converter block. Next, plug one end into the bottom of the CPAP unit in the circular opening and the other end into the wall. If you don't have access to a wall outlet, Transcend have a purpose-built battery that can give up to 3 nights of power on a full charge and seamlessly integrates with the Micro. This battery needs to be purchased separately, and a link to it can be found in the description below. The opening in the unit of the tubing is smaller in size than standard, so you need to either use a specialized tubing that came with the unit or the muffler, which has been designed to reduce noise coming from the tube. Both options have a narrower end which has a groove in the cuff and a standard opening at the other end. The narrower end attaches to the unit. Line up the groove openings with the pins in the opening, push the cuff in, and then rotate it to the right until it pops into place. Whichever option you go for, the other end will have a standard size cuff on it. If you use the muffler, you'll need to add a standard hose to the other end before adding your mask. And if you use the specialized 6-foot tubing, you can just add your mask straight to it. As the cuff is standard, the Micro will work with almost all masks. Now, like most travel CPAPs, the Micro doesn't have a built-in humidifier, but you can purchase HME filters which provide some moisture to the air you breathe by recycling the moisture coming from your mouth back into the air you breathe. As the tubing is of a standard size, generic HME filters will work just fine, but Transcend also has their own brand of HME filters called Air Mist. Air Mist filters are different to the generic ones by coming in 2 parts: the foam filters themselves and the plastic housing. And you can buy replacement filters that can reuse the housing you already have to avoid waste. We've done a video on how HME systems work and the differences between the brands. See the card above me or the link in the description below for more info on that. If you choose to add an HME filter, this should go in between your mask and the tubing so it is as close to your airway as possible to catch the moisture. Because of this, HME filters don't work well in masks that have attachments at the top of the head, like the ResMed P30i. Now that's the physical device set up and ready. But what about those buttons on your unit? Well, as you can see, there are 4 buttons. Now if you bought the Micro from us at RespShop, it will already be configured to your prescription settings. That being the case, if you press the big power button, the unit will activate and begin your sleep therapy. Simple. The Transcend Micro also has an auto start feature built in, so it will activate when it detects you breathing into an attached mask as well. If you want to turn the unit off, just press this button again. The middle button above the power button is the ramp button. Pressing this will activate or deactivate ramp as indicated by the blue light being either on or off. Ramp is a feature that begins your therapy at a lower pressure and then slowly increases it as you drift off to sleep. The idea is to make it easier to fall asleep by having less pressure being pumped into your mask when you're awake, but then for the pressure to rise to your prescription settings once you're asleep to make sure you don't wake up. Ramp is a comfort feature, not part of your prescription, so you can have it either on or off, whatever you prefer. Another comfort feature is air relief. Air relief detects when you exhale and reduces the air pressure to make it easier to breathe out. The Micro has this feature as part of its internal settings, and so you need to turn it on or off using software and not buttons. More on that in just a bit. The button in the top right activates drying mode. When this is pressed, the unit will pump air through the tubing and mask for 30 minutes and then automatically stop. The idea here is that you take the mask off in the morning and activate drying mode to dry out any moisture that is collected in the mask or tubing overnight. Moisture can be a problem with CPAP, and so this is a handy feature. The top left button is the Bluetooth button. You'll need to press this to activate Bluetooth to connect your unit with a smartphone and the My Sleep Dash app. The My Sleep Dash app is free for Apple and Android phones, and it allows you to view your sleep data, share it, and review your device settings. These are all useful things to be able to do, and you can't do them using the unit itself as it has no screen. So you'll want to get this app connected to your unit when you can, but you don't need to do that for your first night of sleep. Rather than going into all the details of how to install the My Sleep Dash app on your phone and get it connected to your unit here, we've done a step-by-step video on how to do just that, which I've linked in the card above and in the description below. So check that out afterwards if you want any help with that part of the process as well. But something you can't do on the app or with the unit itself is change the therapy settings. As I said, if you got the Micro from us, we would have already installed your therapy settings on it, so it's good to go as it is. But if you do need to change your therapy settings, which is something that should only be done in consultation with a medical professional, you'll need a different piece of free software from Transcend, which is called Mini CPAP. Now, Mini CPAP needs to be installed and running on a Windows machine that is physically connected to your unit. To connect your PC to the Micro, you'll need a USB cable. The Micro has a USB-C opening in the base of the unit near the power opening. Again, we've done a detailed video on getting Mini CPAP running and connected, and it also gives you the full instructions on how to use the software. As always, click the card above me for that, or the link in the description below to head over to that video. But remember, you don't need My Sleep Dash app or have Mini CPAP connected and working to use your Transcend Micro, as long as your prescription settings are already installed. So with the physical bits in the right place, all you need to do is put on your mask and start breathing. The Micro will take it from there, ensuring that no matter where the travel takes you, you'll be able to always sleep tight. Bye-bye for now.